Hi there and welcome back to another edition of the CEO's Blog. It's great to have you, John. It's all about Bathurst and the Gold Crown Carnival this Friday, 4 Group 1 races, and what strong races they are.
Yeah, it's their turn. The Gold Crown Carnival, I will say, across the board, the best I've seen. In 30 odd years that this carnival has been happening, it's got everything. The significant boost to 4 Group 1 races certainly helps, but the quality of the fields, race for race, and there's no real standout in any particular one of those Group 1 finals, so it's going to be great racing. Anybody that misses Bathurst this Friday night, they're missing out on an opportunity. All congratulations, of course, to Wayne Barker and Danny and Marianne for the work they've done to get through to this time. The weather's certainly been something challenging, but hopefully we're going to have a great night on Friday night, and racing at Bathurst will be like never before.
Yeah, so usually the Gold Crown meetings run on a Saturday night, but that's a bit different this year. Yeah,
there was a double booking in the town of Bathurst with the rugby league being on, so the harness racing went to the Friday night. It's an experiment in some respects, so we'll see how it goes Friday night. It certainly hasn't affected anything so far, and if the crowd turns up, that will give Harness Racing New South Wales and the Bathurst Club something to think about going forward.
Well, in terms of the wet weather as well, the track seemed to hold up quite well with all the heats.
It's a purpose-built track. When you can get 300 millimetres depth of track material, and this good track material we're using, it certainly helps in those weather conditions. But yes, of course, we've got lightning that comes into play, which we've got a safety aspect there, and yes, we will get those people that are disgruntled that Sky Channel bumps us off to Sky 1 to Sky 2 because we've rescheduled, but it's all part of everything. But I will say you need to be at the track. You need to be at the track to get that atmosphere. Last year when Bernie Hewitt won with College Chapel and the chant that went round, mind you, you've got to remember last year we had the blackout as well, so anything can happen there, but it'll be great racing. That is one thing that I assure will happen. It'll be great racing at Gold Crown Paceway this week, and for a little bit of a twist on history there, it's good to see Colin McDowell, who won the very first Gold Tiara back in 1987. So how old does that make Colin? Not real sure.
He was very young when he won that race.
He was very young when he won that race. I'll go with you on that point. But he's got Michelle Lee Mack in the final with a real live chance of the Tiara this year. So, but across the board, great racing, Amanda.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, you touched on the races moving over to Sky 2 with the delays with the heats the other night, and just watching the Sky 2 coverage, I got to see some of the young kids that actually do all the work. They showed some of the mini trot participants cleaning out the stable. The little young Turnbulls, so that was good to see as well.
Yeah, it was good, and shows it's a family sport, our sport, but it's a professional sport, and we bring them up from they're very young. So great opportunities in harness racing, especially here in New South Wales, and I congratulate everyone that's involved.
Well, talk about opportunities. There are a number of opportunities to buy a nice yearling at the Bathurst yearling sale last Sunday.
Yeah, very interesting sale. There's some couple of really high-priced yearlings, not recorded before at Bathurst, two $50,000 lots. One sold by Stan and Nathan Townsend from Allectown West. The other one by Neil by the Costellos from Dubbo. Great to see that. The middle was reasonable, but unfortunately the lower end, there was no real sales there, and that's a worry across the board. I've been speaking to different people about it, and I spoke to Rod Woodhouse from Yerrabee Stud yesterday. He thought that they had a pretty reasonable sale, but the drought is really affecting in every respect. These horses were presented in very well, but when you buy a horse, you've got to have somewhere to put it. And when we're at this stage, you've got 6 weeks of breaking in, and then you've got to find a paddock to put it in, or you've got to feed it. Times of the past, plenty of feed and plenty of paddocks, but maybe that was an effect on Bathurst this year.
Okay, well, you also do have a reminder about the drought assistance.
Yeah, well, the drought assistance, just one more reminder, anybody that's got an application for deliveries in 2018, they need to have that in by the 31st of March. So call Lee Apprentice. She will help you with that, or go online and just download and see what you have to do. But there is a cut-off point for 2018. We've got to know where we're going. Harness Racing New South Wales, the board, are putting $750,000, which is a lot of money, into drought assistance in this first tranche. If the drought goes on, well, the board will look at it again. But just to help us, please put your applications in.
Okay. John, some good news out of the Lucky Lodge stable. Kerry-Ann Turner hit a great milestone. She trained her 1,000 winners up at Newcastle. That milestone was achieved last weekend.
Yeah, and great work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of strong workers and very dutiful people in harness racing. Kerry-Ann is right up the top of that, and you see that with those 1,000 wins. So congratulations. I'm sure she was very well supported in getting there, with all the stable people that help her out, and she has a good team there, always willing to work. Robbie's there day and night trying to help. Where would she be without Margaret, of course? And then they've got the stable hand, Peter Senior, who does a lot of work there as well. So congratulations, Kerry-Ann. Justified, well rewarded, and there's many more wins. We'll be talking about Kerry-Ann's 2,000, 3,000, and I think even 5,000 when before it's all finished.
Yeah, well, I haven't checked the facts, but just off the top of my head, I don't know if another female trainer in New South Wales has trained 1,000 winners before.
Well, I'll go on record and say no, they haven't. We will check the record books, and we will look at where it sits. Certainly on the Australian stage, New Zealand stage, national stage, as a standalone female trainer.
Well, the feat was achieved with a horse called Gotta Be Downtown, and it was driven by Josh Gallagher, so that was very fitting as well. Josh has been part of that stable for a long time.
Yeah, and like I said, there's a lot of people help out there at Lucky Lodge, and they're all willing to work, and they work hard, and you see the results.
Okay, John, on a sad note, there was some devastating news that came out of Queensland this week at Redcliffe with the Whittaker family. Very sad to see there was an incident with the mobile at Redcliffe Trots.
Yeah, and it is sad. It's an accident, of course. There was nothing deliberate in it, but these are the things we have to look at as administrators, as participants at all times, how we eliminate risk. And Harness Racing New South Wales this week is carefully looking at what we do with mobile starts. It's great to see that in our procedure we say that if the arms don't close, you continue going straight. But this was an accident that happened. We pray that everything turns out well for the family. Anybody out there that wants to assist, there's a GoFundMe page to help. The injuries caused will go on for some time. So our hearts are with and our prayers are with the Whittaker family, and anyone that can assist them going forward, well, please do so.
Yeah, they've had a lot of support. I've noticed on social media, Gary, Jody, little Lara and Josh. So yeah, devastating news, and hopefully everyone comes through okay.
Yeah, well, so far Lara's the main concern, her health and well-being, and as I say, Harness Racing New South Wales, the board will consider this, how we can help when we have our board meeting this week. But the entire harness racing fraternity are already behind with that GoFundMe. It's already getting into numbers, amounts of money. Every dollar helps that can assist this family.
Okay, John, I think that wraps up this edition of the blog, unless you've got something else you want to spring on us or some exciting news.
No springing, but exciting news. Don't miss the Bathurst Gold Crown Carnival this Friday night. It is the best ever. Yeah,
some really strong racing. All right, I'm looking forward to it, and we'll see you trackside.
Certainly will.